Milo, you're muted in case you don't want to be. You are muted.
Okay, I was just making myself the host, and I will make you the co-host. Where did you go, Lynn? You were right there.
I'm in under the letter L for Lynn.
Okay, yep, I'm getting there. Lynn, oh man. There you are. All right. Man, it's so good to have everyone that works on this show. I mean, man, I could never do it by myself, all that gets done. Thank every one of you that's here. Okay, hey, it's 1 o'clock. So you know what that means? It's time to start the OPM show, the ONPASSIVE Milo show. Here we go. ONPASSIVE Milo show is here today. You don't want to miss a single word he says. Bringing you founders from a near and far. Listen as he tell you now just who they are. Listen to the stories and how they tell. In just 3 minutes how they're doing well. Telling us what it's all about today. And how they're loving that ONPASSIVE way. ONPASSIVE. It's here today on passive. There's just no better way. Listen to the ONPASSIVE Milo show. So then you will be the very first to know. ONPASSIVE, it's here today. ONPASSIVE Milo show is coming your way Saturday. ONPASSIVE. Oh yeah.
Hey, Milo. Hey, let me interrupt you. Hey, Deborah Drake is in the chat. So she's saying, make me a co-host. So Deborah is here. If you could get her up, get her in here.
All right, Lynn, bring her on in. And I think you can make her a co-host, correct, Lynn?
No, I cannot.
Okay, well,
only
I
the
will.
host can, and you're the host.
I've got it. It's good to have Deborah Drake in the house with us. All right.
Hi there, Milo.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, Deborah.
That's great to see you. Thank you so much for inviting me on today.
Absolutely. We'll be getting to you in just a minute. It's so good to be on the ONPASSIVE Milo show today. And man, remember, we wouldn't have a show if you wasn't here. So thank every one of you for coming. In the button, click the invite button, invite all your friends right now, because this is going to be an amazing webinar. We have amazing speaker here with us. But before we get into that, let's just go into a couple other things. I would like to say thanks to a few people. I cannot do this all on my own. And I want you to know there's a lot of people in the background helping, and I don't always mention them all. And I'm sorry if I miss you, but every one of you that invite people to come to this show, you're important to us. Everybody on this show is important. There is no big I's or little U's. We're all in it together, and we are going to change the world. All right, I want to bring to the stage right now Mr. John Barilla and his team. Come on down, John. Talk to us for a couple minutes.
Sure. I don't know about a couple minutes. I'd like to keep things short, but I will say something. Hi, hello, everybody. And I'm pretty interested in hearing Dr. Deborah Drake today, because I've actually heard her before, and we're in for a good one today. So I'm excited, and I'm just ready to listen. So I'm here, and I'll be checking the chat and making sure everything's going okay. So that's all I have for right now. Talk to you later.
Thank you, John, and your whole team, man, that keeps us clean and watches over us in the chat, the YouTube and all that, man. We love it. We thank you. We couldn't do it without you. All right, next up, we got Miss Jeannie ALLEVA. She comes on and she's sometimes the co-host. Jeannie, come down and say a word to us. You're muted, Jeannie. That's a rookie mistake.
Actually, she's not, but her volume is too low. She's unmuted.
Oh, yeah. I can't hear you, Jeannie. Can't hear you at all. Maybe it's your mic. Maybe it's your headphones.
How about this? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
We're nothing but flying by the seat of our pants here. I am so excited to be here to see Dr. Drake, Deb. Oh my gosh, it was so wonderful to see you on Noblesse. And I'm doubly excited because I think you are an example of what ONPASSIVE is attracting. We're attracting the best of the best, the greatest minds, the people who are going to help us solve all the concerns of the world. And I'm so excited for what you're going to talk about today. And I think Ash is also very excited about what you're going to talk about today. And together we're going to move forward into the most extraordinary, healthy, vibrant life. And I'm so grateful to know you now. I'm just super excited. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jeannie. A beautiful thing, and I heard her one time too. I said, I gotta have that woman on my show, man. No doubt about it. All right, let's see. Marcy Ann Himmelboo, are you here? She helps out a lot of times with the names and everything. I don't think we got much to them today, but come on down, Marcy Ann. Take a couple minutes.
Thank you, Milo. I am so excited. Thank you for showing up, Dr. Deborah Drake. We are happy to have you in our midst today, and we're going to have some great information for you. We are open. We are ready. We are just so happy to have you, and thank you for showing up.
All right, thank you. And Lynn, could you put that, could you put the background in the chat again? And any of you that don't have the background that says ONPASSIVE Milo Show, special guest, Deborah Drake, if you could change your background to that. If you need to know how to do it, just go down to your video at the arrow, click on the video, click add image, and take that image that's in the chat, and then just bring it in, and it will give you the background so that we're all looking just alike. Sounds good. All right. And next up, where does she get the energy? I have no idea, but Miss Lynn Nakamoto, come on down and say something to us.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here because we got Dr. Deborah Drake. And if you haven't heard her speak before, you're in for a treat. She's got degrees up the yin yang. She has life experience of decades. But the special thing about Dr. Drake is she has a heart for humanity. She's a visionary. She's a humanitarian. And I'm so glad that she's a founder in ONPASSIVE and that she's here to share her expertise and her heart with us. Welcome, Dr. Drake.
Thank you. Thank you, Lynn.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Drake. Dr. Drake, did you get the background?
I'm just trying to figure out how to upload it there.
Okay, just take any of you that are on the panel that don't have the background, go into the chat, and Lynn has put it in there. So you grab that background, and then go to save it to your computer, to your desktop or wherever. And then all you got to do is go where the video is. It says stop video. Click the arrow button, and it will bring up a thing that says change. Let's see, change background. Change the virtual background. And all you got to do is click on change the virtual background, and you click the plus button. And from that point, all you do is select that background that we just gave you, select it, and put it in there, and you'll be good to go. All right.
Eesh. I can't quite see it. I see where you're asking me to, but I can't see where to upload the picture from.
Okay. Did you save?
I downloaded the picture onto my desktop. Is that how I?
Yep, you should download it to your desktop. Now click the plus button, and then go to your desktop and click that background.
Would it be under the download folder, really? Where you downloaded?
Yes, yeah, I guess if that's where you downloaded. I thought you said you downloaded it to your.
Well, I just took it off the chat, so I'm not.
It should have gave you a point where you're gonna save it to.
I just hit save and it went, I don't know where it would go to then, maybe to my pictures. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
That's all right. Go back and grab it again and click save as.
Okay.
Save as, and then you just save it to your desktop or someplace where you know where to go get it. And that way, when you click on the plus button, you'll be able to.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry for delaying you there.
That's all right. How about Barrington Stevens? Can you change yours? Can you change yours, John Donald Sargent? And how about Baxter and Della? Reese and Greg Lakin and PM Haskins.
Did not see the chat designation on my phone.
Okay, the phone's a little bit tougher. I've tried that one. It is there.
My computer won't do it.
Do
I'm
what?
Sorry.
Your computer won't do it, Greg?
No.
Okay.
I tried. I got many things, but every time I do that, I lose you.
Huh, okay.
But
There you go, Dr. Deborah. Dr. Deborah, it looks like who's sharing their screen? Someone sharing their screen, Lynn. You see it? Shadowberry or something? We please ask that
gone.
no one share their screen, please. Except Dr. Deborah. Are you going to do a PowerPoint, Dr. Deborah?
Well, you know, I know you wanted a chat, but I am thinking I got some interesting things to share. So I did make you a little PowerPoint. If you can indulge me for maybe 20 minutes.
That's
I could.
fine. That's
Is that
fine.
okay? I'll do a screen
You'll
share
just-
then.
You'll do the screen share, but not yet. Give me just a second.
You just let me know when.
Yep, and we'll get started, and because I want you to talk a little bit first or whatever. All right, so it looks like just about everyone's changed their profile picture. There's a few that haven't, but we like to get them all on if we can. You know, if you're on the panel, if you can put it on, it would be great. All right.
Also,
So
a quick thing, Nashville Milo, if you can check your settings and see if you can enable live transcript, that will be for our deaf participants today. And others would like to read captions.
where do I do that?
Along the bottom where it says mute, stop video, and all of that, there should be an option of more,
Yep, I see it.
and it'll say live transcript.
Got it.
Then you click enable.
Okay, got it.
There we go. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, learn something new every day. All right, great. All right, with no further ado, this lady has been talked about ever since she hit the scene a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Oh, bless, she was on Oh Bless. She was on something before that, and I can't remember, but it was a webinar. That's where I actually seen her. Then I went and watched her on Oh Bless, and now we have her today. So Dr. Deborah Drake, so good to have you, man. We're so excited about your project and what you're wanting to do. So we want you to come down, give us about 15, 20 minutes of what that project is. And then we're going to talk about how we're going to be able to fund it. And then we're going to go into questions, comments and stuff. Now, I want to make sure all of you know, this is nothing where she's going to answer personal questions. Please don't bring them up. It's just for comments, what you thought about what she said and stuff like that. But no way are we getting into personal questions on how it can help you and, all that kind of stuff. We don't have that kind of time. All right, Dr. Deborah, the floor is all yours. Go ahead.
Thank you, Milo. It's been a sheer pleasure of me talking with you this week. You've put my head afire with somebody's, your expansionistic ideas have put my head into a spin all week. So I wanted to try to, put the reins on it a little bit to show you the basics, but you've really shown me how we could actually go to scalability and expandability through ONPASSIVE. So I'd like to give you a little idea about where I see medicine taking a complete left turn into digital medicine. And that's intersecting with ONPASSIVE, which is giving us digital ability to deliver that medicine far and wide globally. And when we combine these two kind of concepts, we really do have a new paradigm of light years ahead of the competition in the world of medicine, of marketing, and of outreach and of education. So this is all the favorite things that I have in my life to talk about. And for me, the main stumbling block has been reaching out to people with no ability to either build a list or get a list to people in multiple countries. So for people like myself who have a lot to share, the ONPASSIVE platform is really giving us the capacity to have expandable, limitless, and switchable platforms and moving between things without any friction, which of course reduces time and cost and money. And if we could do that in medicine, can you imagine how great we would be getting to the root of people's problems quickly and efficiently and getting people the resources that they need? So I've been involved for 25 years in family emergency and sports medicine. And then I hit a wall with the administrative beings that said, we don't want you using biotechnology in medicine. We want you to go chemical. We want you to stay in the pharmaceutical realm. But unfortunately, I had been trained in other specialties. So I felt limited in that capacity. So I retrained as a natural health integrative medical doctor and eventually a PhD in bioenergy. And some of you may have heard that, I have a degree in everything. Well, that's true because I'm a very curious person. And I find that sometimes when we isolate things, we miss things. So as a doctor, I was great at, doing emergency broken fractures, but I wasn't that great at stopping you from having your diabetes from your gluten sensitivity from that food poisoning you had 25 years ago. So I was getting frustrated in medicine, not being able to really do what I wanted and getting the right results. So I explored a lot of technology, which I'd like to briefly give you a glimpse of today to let you know just how far ahead medicine has come in the last 20 years in the digital world that most people do not know about because of lack of advertising or exposure or whatever. But, this isn't something that I've been doing just recently. This is 20 years of my experience. And I brought some of my team members on today, such as Professor Dr. John Sargent from Canada, who's my expert advisor and, go-to guy when I'm stuck on procurement and analyzing things in a grander scalable way. He has a fantastic knowledge base in both medicine and technology, but also in educating people. He and I have been educating people in quantum medicine for 20 years. The problem is that as we keep running into the same darn problem, we never have enough funding to do what we want. So we tried to figure out, well, maybe we could bring all the costs down in medicine so that there isn't a funding barrier. So if you would allow me to just jump into a couple slides to sort of show you what I'm trying to say. I'm going to just quickly flip onto a slideshow if you can see that all right.
We can see it good.
Let's just take, and I won't go too long because I can be long-winded, it. I can talk fast and long, but I try to just give you some of the things that I think are really critical for you as an audience to know that you're really at this pivotal, switch point where we can no longer keep doing things the old, slow, costly, expensive way when we have these fantastic new tools like ONPASSIVE to get the job done. So today I'd like to talk about the ancient wisdom of thousands of years of medical knowledge, which can be converted into digital signatures, digital technology, just like I can take my words and have them digitally transcribed into a text message, and I can send that to you across the world as ONPASSIVE will be able to disseminate information. We can also digitalize your medical or health signatures, and we can use that to miniaturize and speed along healthcare. And if those of you who don't know me, I do have a degree in medicine, psychology, family medicine, osteopathy, frequency light matrix therapy, Ayurveda. I'm also a director of the Department of Bioenergetics at the Canadian College of Humanitarian Medicine, where I will be leaving a slide at the end of our upcoming International Congress next weekend, or on the 28th. And that's going to have 12 professors like me at the top of their game, giving you a world-class knowledge. And I strongly recommend that anybody who wants to take care of their health, this is a course designed for the public to really understand what other options they have in life. And I wanted you to know that I am a humanitarian. I donate many amounts of my time, lectures and whatnot to help the community. And I'm doing and donating my time really to ONPASSIVE because I believe that it is a pivotal technology that's allowing us to get to the root of the problem quickly. And it's getting us to access what is missing. It is the list of 1 million founders to 10 million to 100 million to 1 billion people. And if you imagine that we could shrink the health investigation time that it would take a medical doctor to get you worked up, I'm going to show you how you could do that in 30 minutes. And you could actually have clients out in remote locations who have a software on their phone for as little as $99, and we could transmit to their cell phone in the most remote areas of the planet, wherever you could reach a cell phone. So now we're taking 3 decades of medicine, compressing it into a prescription that we can send to you at your own home. And this will give you great insight into your own health conditions and insight into the future of medicine. So I think that ONPASSIVE is going to be the delivery method of reaching out to the world. And these technologies, which are compressed and superb, are really giving expert services at a minuscule cost to anybody in the world. And that now gives what I would consider equality in medicine. Right now, we have elites that can afford extremely expensive procedures, and those who are starving without even clean water at the other end of the spectrum of humanity. We need to level out that with some averaging. And how we do that is we get leverage by converging the digital medicine with ONPASSIVE's digital delivery. And now everybody in our entire team and world can get, you know, similar access to world-class strategies. And we go back to the idea that Tesla says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And everything about us is a vibration, and our minerals vibrate. And when we die, we lose that vibration. And all we have is an urn of minerals on the countertop, right? But those minerals are what hold the vibration in as a structural software. So if we can use digital medicine to increase the frequency messages to your body and increase the ability to listen to the hidden signals in your body by listening to these subtle energy signals or fingerprints, we can really get deep down the rabbit hole on what's really bugging people, okay? And remember, I'm not talking about the average blood test that has a 60% sensitivity of pickup. We're talking about digital medicine going to 6 decimal places of accuracy, so we can have 99% surety of what we're doing. Now, the main thing is that because ONPASSIVE has brought out fiber optics, and if you missed my speech on Oblest, fiber optics means you can have 8 strands of fiber optic information going at different frequencies. So one frequency for cell phones, and one frequency for text messages, and one frequency for video, and one frequency for banking, and one frequency for air traffic control. That could be different frequencies, but running in parallel on 8 different fiber optic cables. This is what Ash Mufareh and his team have brought back to the world that has really almost never been seen before in terms of I think Ash said it's 60% less cost effectiveness, 60% less cost, and 4 times the speed to get information delivered in these digital packets. So now we have, let's apply that same idea where we could have multi-channel mixers to test your body at different angles, shall we say, different frequencies. If you have, say, 12 chakras, we have 12 channels in our body. We can talk through digital medicine to each of those different channels, like an air traffic controller talking to different airships, right? So our body is an optical, vibrational, what will I say? an ocean of information, okay? So if we can tap into that ocean of information, we can shift the healthcare paradigm. We can maximize the impact of people by quickly assessing things at low cost and high speed. We can send back information to them at their home, keeping them at their own place of comfort. For instance, as Milo had said, many people are suffering cancer and they are exhausted, tired, and sick, and they don't want to leave their home and their bed and their shivers and have to go to a hospital and sit in a waiting room to wait for invasive therapies, when they could in fact be getting a lot of this minimalistic non-invasive therapy to boost up their immunity and at least their resilience or resistance to disease from home. And we can now translate this not to a couple of people, but because we can automate it through machine learning and automation, we can give global scalable outreach to many people. And better than that, we can track the analytics to see what's working or not. Once we see that things are not working, we can alter our prescriptions and our status. So we have this incredible chance for ONPASSIVE to bring the digital convergence of the spreading of spearheading technology for digital optical transmission to all corners of the world, at the same time as we have this ancient wisdom of the fingerprints of all of medicine. And I mean the fingerprints of acupuncture meridians, the fingerprints of homeopathy, the fingerprints of nutrition, the fingerprints of each organ and emotion, the fingerprints of the color therapies, the sound therapies, the chemical therapies. Each one of them has a digital signature that we can now look at and find our way to the source root problems much more quickly. So for those of you who haven't heard anything about this, you might want to check out my last Oblest speech, which is on YouTube. If you want to take a snapshot of that screen or look it up working with Chris Johnson, who gave me just a wonderful welcome to help me get my point across, that we are really the correction to the corruption, because we're going to be working at light speed and jumping ahead with really accelerated abilities. Okay, we're going to be farther ahead than I've seen in the last 30 years, in the next 30 months, really. So I want you to think about your brain as a digital mapping, computerized train station of junction boxes that send signals, and it's very complicated. And this is how Ash Mufareh has been able to now, as you saw last night on the OTEC. I mean, blow your mind. Last night, they were able to prove that you could switch from a text message to a web message to a webinar by using their new switch application technology, never been done in the world before. So if I'm a doctor in my office watching a webinar, but I have to leave and go to another meeting, I could watch the remaining of the meeting on my cell phone. So this constant ONPASSIVE's brilliance in bringing connectivity to the world, in cross connectivity, is really going to basically help us get right into real-time mathematics, real-time financial, real-time political, and real-time medical abilities to see what's happening and really, adjust ourselves. So in my opinion, the digital world's going to bring us accessibility, where we can tune into the whole world with positive health strategies and non-invasive, non-harmful technologies, right through to local and remote communities. We can make it affordable by lowering the cost of entry for buying software at small costs and using the processing low cost of analyzing time and waiting times to get answers. We can reduce the cost of delivery going back over the internet with solutions. We can reduce the risk and the delay and the injury and the insurance costs by getting things done as they're happening early on and not waiting till diseases and problems are deeply entrenched and more difficult to get rid of. And we can do this with portability, which is really one of the key strategies for equality around the world, where we can use this one particular program I'm going to show you briefly called the Quanta Cap. I think I spelled it wrong, Quanta Cap. And it produces remote access to world-class resources delivered to the comfort of your home on your cell phone. So I, as a practitioner, can write your prescription of frequencies, deliver it to your cell phone, and then you deliver the therapies to yourself on a day-to-day basis, giving you more time spent with it and more productive time to get better results and more compliance, and really getting you more invested in your own process, okay? And it's super easy. Everybody can send an email and receive an email. Not anybody, it's not very technically difficult. So the ultimate result is a personalized healthcare system where we can have custom programming for each individual or a group. Say we wanted to take on a group of diabetics or cancer patients, and they all are missing oxygen and they're all high in blood sugar and they're all feeding their tumors. Well, we can show them how to use a bioterrain correction to get the parasites out of them, improve their nutrition, improve their immune system, repair their stem cells so they can start working on self-care and self-healing, which is what our bodies do best. And by having health technology that can track your stress indicators, like these little whispers of fingerprints, the hidden signals from your body, by watching those stress indicators remove the stressors over time, we can start seeing what really works and what doesn't work, so we can actually improve ourselves with ongoing quality, continuous quality improvement. So I just wanted to mention that I'm not working alone here, folks. I've been trained by Dr. John Sargent with me for 20 years, Denise Armenio, our quantum cap specialist, and Margaret Mead, one of my quantum practitioners, who's assisting me in reaching out by building my website and my educational platforms. We have another 20 professors and world-class experts that we know in our local team of ONPASSIVIANS, who are also feeding me information about how we can do things better. And could you imagine if we could have a library of technology from the genius minds that I'm working with, not just myself, of course, but all of these other people with their great minds being able to connect through ONPASSIVE Connect, and we could actually share information and have all these amazing sort of meeting of the mind, if you will, of all these incredible technologies. It's really, quite a switch. When you look at my old medicine paradigm, I'd spend 7 years in medical school, then I'd have to set up a costly office, overhead, paperwork, storage, hire my staff. Then the modalities I would use would have to be sort of invasive blood testing, imaging, biopsies, medication, which take time and money and investment from the patient to get. And then the monetary model would be that they'd have to go to their insurance company to approve it or not, with a long paper trail and billing codes and rejection of claims and malpractice insurance. And then we'd have to wait for the prognosis and determine what therapy we're going to give the person long after the initial visit, right? So this means that there could be some delays, and instead, let's try this new timeline of quantum medicine. We take a voice print of you in 5 minutes or less, which saves costs, risks, and time. We don't make mistakes because we're using your body's signatures, not just our average guesswork from standard scope of practice protocols. We send the program delivery to you in your home, so you're remotely supervised, but you get to stay home. then you don't have to have this in 30 seconds of a voice print. We can check your aura, your body, your mind, your emotions, your spirit. We can reveal the root causes, not the symptoms of your problem. Then we can send back a solution to your cell phone or your tablet through a quantum cap program where I write the prescription of what you need digitally, such as the remedies or the toxins that you need. And then you pay $99 for the software on your phone and maybe $65 a week plus my fees. So now you can actually stay at home for a very inexpensive type of therapy. And then at the end, we can market all these creative solutions where we find that, oh, by the way, all these diabetics got better because we did this bioterrain program on their hidden parasites. We can possibly develop better strategies and new libraries as we discover things that are real-time, able to be modified as we go, right? So this multi-format accessibility on smartphone or cell or tablet allows us to have a digital kind of medicine that's never really been available before. And you can use a free download if you'd like to try this software, which we're starting up next week, where I'm going to be teaching every Tuesday at 1 o'clock how to use this. And you could download this application here, try it yourself and see how amazing it is. It basically looks like this, where it gives all the elements of your body a score between 1 and 777. And if it's on a bell curve, if it's way out of the zone on 3 standard deviations higher than usual, it'll show up as a red bar. If it's normal, it'll be a green bar. If it's a caution, it's yellow. And if it's a very depleted area of your body, it shows up as a little blue bar. So you can immediately yourself see where your body is straining, okay? And then the computer can send back corrections where these highs and lows are to bring you back closer, closer, closer to the center of your health. Now, it can't overdose you because it can only bring you back to the middle. So it's a completely safe technology depending on, there's no other contraindications for its use because it's not interfering with your medications or other diseases. It's only telling your body, please come back to your center point. And you can stimulate your own body's natural energy fields, okay, to repair and restore and rebalance itself so that there's less strain on the whole system. So you have more energy left to do the natural work of cleaning your body and you don't get so backlogged with, toxic buildup, for instance. We also have another software that can allow you, if you don't have any medical experience, to do it by yourself, called the Odyssey software. And you don't have to have any medical knowledge to do this or major training to do it. So it's, up and running quickly. And you can also send, as I mentioned last week in the Oblast, you can send that to a digital light wand on your body, sending optical frequencies and magnetism through your bloodstream. So you get frequencies like playing a body concert to your bloodstream, and then all the frequencies penetrate the entire body within a couple of minutes. So this saves the therapy time down to 15 or 20 minutes. In addition, you could also broadcast it to a speaker system. This round coil called a transducer coil is like a woofer on your stereo that can broadcast vibration into your body through the tablet, Bluetoothing it or sending it over to your coil. We can actually vibrate through the hollow organs of the body, the brain, the sinuses, the bowels, the hollow gallbladder and bladder. These areas are hard for antibiotics or chemotherapy to reach because those chemical elements are left circulating in your fluid bloodstream. But if you use a magnetic field, it encompasses the whole body head to toe in one surround sound. So now you get whatever that bug or that Lyme disease that was hiding in your tissues that you couldn't get to with antibiotics because it blocks itself, or that cancer inside a hollow organ that can't be reached with biofeedback alone. The magnets can go through those bowels and walls and address these issues right at the source. And finally, the practitioner can have a subscription service called the Quanta Cap. And I could take my recipe that I've developed from your voice print and where your areas of problem are, and I could email that to you on your cell phone, and then you could do it every day for a week. Now, I don't have time to see 1 million of you for 1 hour a day, but you million people could reach out to yourself. And by the way, share this with your family. Once you've got the technology, you can help other people in your household for the same low price, right? So our health subscription service allows you to download the software onto your cell phone, saving time, waiting, mistakes, procedural problems. Then you get to deliver the healthcare to yourself at your home with your own remotely supervised coach helping you decide which recipe to do each week. And I, by the way, have developed 52 recipes for the organ of the month and the mind, body, and spirit of each organ every month. So I've laid out a whole year ready to go, waiting for the ability to release this to the public. But I'm hoping that the ability of Academy and the O-Connect will allow me to reach out to educate you all similarly, so that we all start bringing up the health of ourselves, our families, our teams, our communities, our corporations to a much better level, okay? And if we can clean up our bodies, then we can get people more motivated at a low cost with high impact. They're going to likely share this and outreach with others around them, just like people are sharing on Passive. We could create coaching pods for disease-specific elements, or I'm thinking we need a coaching pod for ONPASSIVIANS to keep us all healthy. We could program the software to individuals and anonymously collect statistics to tell us where the true needs are in our communities. And if everybody in the whole place had a flood and they've all got cholera, we could develop a cholera library and send it to the chief of that community and help everybody simultaneously at low cost and instant deployment, not waiting for somebody else to come and save us with some other unknown resources. And so we're really hitting that amazing ability to have momentum where correction to the corruption, as we love that phrase, is bringing forth true medical solutions that are emerging that will give us the chance to reach out across the whole world, okay? So here's a full body of health assessment in real time that takes 30 seconds of a voice print, and it gives us a complete outline of where we're high, low, or medium in our bodies, and gives us a variety of ways to send back these custom solutions and or build custom libraries as add-ons to get more and more precision in the healthcare system. And the quantum cap just looks like this. When I send this to you as a prescription, you get this on your cell phone and you just drag your aura, corrections, body, chakras, hormones, meridians. You just drag these into your delivery tray and you can deliver it through your earbuds or your light wand from Bluetooth, and you can be taking care of yourself at home. So if anybody wants to watch a 6-minute video on how that happens, you can look at this little YouTube clip, and it just is so easy to do. You're going to kind of go scratching your head going, why are we doing it the hard way when we could do it the easy way? So in a nutshell, just to remind you, if we can deliver digital frequencies that can be transduced into optical or magnetic or frequency sound music, we have a plethora of new tools in the world of medicine that will foster compliance and success. It'll create new jobs for health coaches, which I'm looking for. I want 1,000 of you to sign up to my conference and become a health coach. Take this technology, and each of you could help 1,000 people. Then we could impact 1 million people, okay? And can you imagine how that could grow over time? So if we could get learning this equipment, making better use of our time, better equipment delivery, first doing no harm. And if we can deliver this to you at your home to unburden the healthcare budget of the society, which is obviously depleted and stretched to its maxes, especially in the last couple of years. And we can also make this universally accessible with custom libraries and a payment system that will bring a small amount of money out of the client's pocket, a small amount of money, but from many people into the coach's wallet. So now the coaches are making a good living, but they're not exhausted seeing 95 patients a day for 1 minute each, right? It changes the modality. So in summary, virtual medicine can really impact humanity with no barriers to entry, self-care solutions, innovative technology that can be shared, low time and money invested at the outset, and low overhead to maintain it. It gives us custom self-care where we can use our custom suites for ONPASSIVE marketing tools and education to reach out and teach people how to do this. We can do groups or individuals, and we can also, with the ability to record our sessions, give it to other people in other time zones that can watch the replays. This is a big deal. And to watch it through ONPASSIVE in multiple languages, okay? We can also improve the healthcare prevention by getting on people early, quickly, repeatedly, so that they get rid of their big problems early on and save the medication and insurance and morbidity and mortality risks. And finally, we can efficiently, with a cost efficiency of ONPASSIVE, scale this up to global potential, not just local. We could use machine learning to figure out which protocols work amazingly and save time over time. I would like to actually show you the protocols that I've devised out of my head and monetize and magnetize those protocols so that many people get the knowledge of my brain, but put into a easy package of reproducible digital technology. Then I could spread my knowledge far and wide without, exhausting me as an individual. And finally, if we're training online, we're going to have a whole new world of coaches. And if the doctors and nurses and the medical allopathic world is struggling with difficulties, as we've seen in the last couple of years, we need to reinvest in our doctors and nurses' health because they've been burnt out working in the field full tilt, and we need ways to help them stay on track as they're one of the glues to our society. And finally, if we've got interval analytics and aggregate stats that track everything, can you imagine how we can get down to the details of what we can do to speed things along? And the machine learning of ONPASSIVE could be brought to the medical field. I won't even talk about that right now, but my mind, after talking with Milo, he gave me some ideas about how this could be brought up to a massive scale. So what does ONPASSIVE do? It gives us doctors a chance to do what we do best, which is doctoring or healthcare. And we don't have this massive problem with overhead and accessibility in the back office because we've got all these tools to reach out to you in a myriad of ways. We can reach out through web conferencing, video conferencing. We could chat with you. We could make funnels up for you that drive you to things. I mean, the virtual reality is unlimited here. Okay. So I imagine that I'm a coach. I took some training and I have 3 clients. But what if one of my coaches or my clients becomes a coach? Then they too can make a living and they could have clients, and that coach everybody could, if one person out of every 10 people that I treated became a coach, then we could multiply this by 10x all over the world, and it could really be great. So in summary, we have a new global outreach program like my health safaris, the Organ of the Month Club. We could use Genius software to leverage high impact information at minimal risk and cost to a wide population, giving equality in access, reduction in time, cost, risks, and disease progression. We can use a quantum cap subscription service to get scalable ancient wisdom through modern technology into the hands of millions of people. We can centralize our global fiber optic network of telecommunications to add precision healthcare and education and remote access and face-to-face conferencing with clients and analytical tracking. I mean, this is just so massive. It's hard to wrap your head around, right? But I want you to know that it's already in progress. It's just that we need the help of your company ONPASSIVE and Blessed and people to decide that they want to get involved and help themselves and help others by trying to do something along these lines that is a little better. So if you want to learn more information, my Health Counts website is a mess. I had a formatting problem this week and it's going to have to be really revamped. So I can't wait to get my domain open. But if you want to look under the events package or the events menu, you can see some of my upcoming speeches. If you want to go to I Love My Genius on Tuesdays, I give a free lecture every Tuesday at 1 o'clock on how to use this technology. And I offer anybody in the audience who wants to be a case study. I also have the 2-week free trial link here if you want to screenshot that page. If you want to buy the program or look at it, it's at insighthealthapps.com. And my affiliate number is number AFF equals 16. If you want to try us on a free trial, our team is ready to receive you and give you the free trial, and then you can learn from me in the free classes. And after such time, you might decide that you'd like to purchase it for your own self or for your courses or for your family or whatever. And if you also wanted to take more formal education, I've been teaching for the last 4 months on how to do all of this in the I Love My Genius classes. So if you wanted to have a real deep dive with me giving the lectures on theory of this and then the practical applications, it's all there for very, very easy access. And lastly, I would like to invite all of you to jump in on my new Be Equipped to Heal conference with the World Organization of Natural Medicine. I'm one of the 12 professors there, and we'll be talking about this. Each one of these professors in dentistry, in homeopathy, in sports medicine, in marketing, in every kind of imaginable way to make natural medicine have a bit more, focus in the world. And if you'd like to join that convention, I strongly ask you to register. I think that email got cut off. Might want to, I seem to have a little something in my way there, a little. Okay, that should be able to grab that link. And everybody, it's a very inexpensive conference, but for maximum value so that you can too become an integrated health coach and learn some of these technologies to reach out to the world. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for letting me blitz you with the idea that just as Ash has blown our minds, that things could be done smarter, faster, efficiently, and repetitively with machine learning and artificial intelligence to take away the drudgery and the difficult parts of our job. We now can use the list building and the outreach and the conferencing and the world-class support for marketing our ideas through on passive. And this is why I've joined this company. You know, some of you heard me say last week, I went and bought 360 softwares on how to become a marketer when I saw that medicine was having troubles in particularly my career. I wasn't able to get out to the people I needed. Now, after buying 360 softwares, Ash Mufareh comes along and he puts all of them in one package for me. Now I don't have to have 300 sign-ins and logins and passwords. It's just too confusing for a person like me to have that much arduous back office work. And here we have Ash Mufareh giving us all of that on one dashboard. If you saw his recent description of our dashboard, which would have our conferencing and our emailing and our calendaring and our, you know, this is the kind of thing that a person who's busy like me needs to have at my fingertips. So on that note, I think that's my last slide, and I'd like to sort of exit here and maybe hand it back to Milo and say, Milo, what do you think of that? And how can you imagine how we could now apply this to some of your favorite pet projects?
Absolutely.
So here, I'm going to stop sharing there, Milo, and I'll hand it back to you.
All right, perfect. All right, thank you, Dr. Deb. Can I call you Dr. Deb? Is that all right?
Please do. That's great.
Dr. Deb, man, I just go, wow, because it's like something out of a sci-fi or something, you know. And I remember for years I've been saying, I laugh and I joke about my health. A lot of times people will say, man, you need to lose weight. And I go, yeah. I said, I'm waiting for that doctor to put that switch in there that I can click on and go 220 pounds. That's what I always was at my playing weight when I played basketball and stuff like that. But it doesn't work that way when you get older. But now with all of this stuff remotely that you're able to do and stuff, I see some of this becoming available to us. Is that correct? I mean, you're talking about remote, and I think you're talking about light, you're talking about color, vibrations, all of this, and we mix all of that in and we put this medical thing in a remote thing and give it to a person. It will help them, correctly?
Absolutely. Milo, you really touched my heart this week. You know, you told me that your wife died 10 years ago of cancer. And in the last 10 years of cancer therapy, and even in the last 50 years, we really haven't seen a dropping of the death rate to great degrees that we should have. We need to really bring in some alternative, complementary, supportive, immune, helpful suggestions. And I'm not making a statement against the medical profession, which of course I have great respect for, but we can't afford the costs and the morbidity and the waiting times and letting people slide down until they're so deeply affected that then we're going to try at the very last minute of their life to bring in massive amounts of difficulty when they're already so depleted. We need to be working at keeping people up at their level all the way. And there's no reason why you can't anti-age the DNA to be acting like a very young person in the future, right? You know, I look pretty good for 93 years old, don't I? No, I mean, truly, I have been using quantum medicine for 15 years, and it has helped me get over some health problems and some, you know, parasites from traveling and my dental fillings that poisoned me with mercury, etc. So it has helped me become sharper and more focused and healthier. Now, if you had all the information in my brain, but I just died of cancer tomorrow, you'd lose all that beautiful generational knowledge. And I believe that the senior citizens of this world are brilliant, but they've been neglected and they're letting them slide down without the approach of getting their knowledge out of their minds and that beautiful ability. Like last week, we talked about the old grandma. We need to have those old grandmas telling us what their ancient recipes were and digitalizing that if we have to and giving it out to their tribes again. I mean, there's so many applications here. I don't want to boggle your mind, I was wondering if maybe I could ask my friend Dr. John Sargent to make a comment here. John, are you available to just open your mic and just make a comment? Because you see the bigger picture here, and I love the fact that you are so succinctly able to understand me and translate me sometimes. So go ahead, John, give us a little comment if you wouldn't mind.
Well, thanks very much, Deb, and hello to everybody on Milo's network. And Milo, thank you for having my good friend Deborah on. She's certainly hard to keep up with and keep along with, but we've been doing it for 20 years. And being part of this development team, and along with Margaret and Denise, and we're just out there, and we're so happy now to be able to come forward. I don't think that Deborah could have said it any more succinctly. It's hard to give this much information in a short period of time, but looking through your roster of people on board here, you look like you have just a wonderful crew. And now with ONPASSIVE and having Ash's teams behind us, it's turned a whole new light to us that we'll be able to share right across the whole global aspect that need the help of people like Deb, myself, Margaret, Denise, and hundreds of others that we have on our team. So thanks again, Milo, for having us. Deb, you've done a great job. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. John. We are, ONPASSIVE is world changers. That is a fact. And, you know, things that we've all seen sliding through the cracks of things that could be done better. And when you talked about cancer, I used to think about, you know, cancer, when a person gets down, their immune system gets bad, then we ship them to the hospital, to a waiting room or whatever, where there's a whole bunch of other cancer patients that could have picked up anything. You're constantly battling that stuff. And I know there's nothing that previously maybe could have been done, but now this is a brand new system, man. If we could treat at home, if it's remotely, I just think that a lot of the problems are going to go away. Same way with, you know, COVID was the same way. You know, you bring people in where there's other people with COVID. It doesn't make any sense. Then we talk about quanta cap. Can you mute them?
Yes,
Lynn?
yes.
Okay, thank you. Quanta cap, wow. That's amazing. You know, that this project, I didn't realize you were that far advanced into this thing, that, you know, you're going to be able to treat right over the networks and stuff. And now, you know, with Ash, you know, he's bringing this faster system to us. It's 10 times faster than anything else on the internet. It's like, man, you can just talk to each other, you know, and you'll be able to do that. I love that. And I know you mentioned also that the AI, you know, when you also put AI into this system, and now you start with the AI and you start gathering data and stuff like that from this kind of patient, that kind of patient, what happened here, what happened there. All of a sudden, I think you'll be able to tweak that thing in machine learning, and you'll get it down where you can correct a lot of things very quickly. You know, I love what you said today. I love it. And so what we do on this show, we take projects like this and we say, hey, this is something that I want to support. So I am a big supporter of you and what you are about to do. Okay, I'm a huge supporter. And what I'm going to say is, you know, we're going to build a website and we're going to have people come, and I'm going to buy tons of spots under you for all my friends and for, you know, just other people. I'm just going to put it in because I support the project. And I know there's a lot of others out there that are going to do the same thing. So in just to respect the time, we're almost at 2 o'clock. We're going to have people comment 3 minutes or so. Comment what your feelings are. If you like this project, if you're going to support it, and say your thing. Remember, we're not getting into any personal things. And Dr. Deb, I would like for you, as far as your comments, also keep them to like 2 minutes or less, so we can move right on through the group. All right, and first up, we got Mrs. Jean ALLEVA. Come on down and talk to us, girl.
Thank you, Milo. Thank you, Dr. Drake and Dr. Is it Sargent? I'm blown away. And because everybody is going to want to say something today, I just want to real quickly have you, because in the digital world and everybody working remotely and doing Zooms and all of these things, not everybody has an ideal home situation. There might be a dog in the background or kids or any number of things going on that would disrupt any kind of digital healing work that they're doing. Have you thought about, in different regions of the air, or maybe one in every town, little pods, like maybe like almost like a healing spa, a little area where people could go to do, like, you know, little private little areas where they could do their digital healing in a safe and beautiful environment? Wouldn't have to be fancy, just a safe and quiet place where people could do that work that would not be disruptive or distracted by things at home. Have you thought about something like that?
Well, I have thought about it, and John and I have planned that. And maybe, John, you might want to talk about the quantum urban detox centers just briefly. I don't know if you want to just touch on that, John.
Oh, wow. You just hit it. I'm here. I'm ready to go. We've got the business plans out. We've got everything ready to go. We have mobile units that go into the homes to help the infirm. We have the whole plans of having the small centers and then regional centers for much more serious situations. We're tied into a very, very large group that is just waiting for the changes that are happening right now amongst us. As you know, there's many changes around the world and globally happening. And their first project is 2,000 free access clinics across North America. So yeah, we're ready. We're ready.
I just got chills. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Wonderful.
That's
See,
awesome,
folks,
John.
the ultimate problem is, though, that there is no funding for natural medicine unless you yourself hire a doctor or a practitioner to give you, and the insurance companies will give you a $500 limit per year. So we need to have a different funding platform. And as I talked on Oblest, it certainly occurred to me very quickly that if we had $5 by 1 million people and had $5 million at the end of every month, you could build a new center in a new city every month around the clock. I mean, the small amounts of many people contributing a little bit rather than having have one big amount of money that is very difficult for me to raise by myself, because I'm not a fundraiser, right? I have different talents and skills. So I would like to use the ONPASSIVE's outreach to make people more aware, because some people want to get involved with us, but they don't know how. And this is what ONPASSIVE is doing, as Milo has taught me.
Thank you, Dr. Deb. I believe it's a time for us as ONPASSIVE. We have to think different than we thought before, because what we knew before is not what ONPASSIVE is. Okay, we have to understand that with ONPASSIVE, I promise you, we'll be able to fund anything that you want to do and Dr. John wants to do. There's no problem whatsoever in there. Once we set up this thing, you know, I mean, Oblest is a great thing to put money into and stuff, but why do that when you can actually, you can put a person underneath you, you can put spots there. Remember, those don't just come one time. In other words, they pay out. The next month, guess what? They pay out, and they pay out whatever else gathered in. Then they pay out whatever else gets gathered in. This thing will grow just to unbelievable funds that there's no way that you'll need all the funds that you'll get just by the people right on this show joining up. And I always like to say, you know, a strand is not as strong as a rope, because a strand is just a part of a rope, you know. And when you put all those together, and this is what ONPASSIVE is, you know. And I often go back to the thing. If I offered you $1 million, or I said you could have a penny a day, and every day I would double that penny in a jar for a month, which would you take? And everyone knows, you know, that I think everyone knows that if you take the $1 million, you get $1 million. But if you take the penny a day, if the month has 30 days in it, it's over $5 million. What happens on day 31? It's $10 million. This is what ONPASSIVE does. It builds organically. And when we understand that concept, it changes our whole thinking. I can tell you there is not a project out there that with ONPASSIVE, you will not be able to fund to more than you could ever use. Okay, so we can do it. We will do it. It's not we can do it. We will do it, you know, because we will just promote this, and, you know, people come in, they buy a spot, even if they bought a spot to get into the system, you know, to get themselves checked out. Well, all of a sudden, it's not a one-time fee that they're paying. It's a one-time fee every month. Understand what I'm saying? For the rest of your life, for the rest of your grandchildren's life, for the rest of your great-grandchildren's life. It's amazing. This thing, when we get the concept, it's amazing what we can do with ONPASSIVE. All right, thank you. Okay, next up, we got Miss Corinne. Mikes, come on down.
Aloha to everybody. You know that aloha means to me, I share the loving spirit of ONPASSIVE with you. And aloha, Deborah, and aloha, John, and everybody who knows me. I saw you, no, I didn't see you, but I listened to the recording from All Blessed, because here in Switzerland, we have a huge time difference, and I'm really not able to stay that long, because I operate as a holistic coach, and I do support human beings and groups and companies in their transformation process. So everything what you are talking since I heard you is familiar to me. And I envision, I'm very empathic and sensitive, and I envision that you are, and we are going to have full success with it, because this is a time now. And if we know that in the quantum field, there is no linear time, so it's possible now, because we decide it's possible. So we are co-creating our reality, and everything is energy. That's totally normal to me. Why I'm here today is because after the All Blessing session, I wanted to invite you, just as Milo did, to our group, Unity and Love with ONPASSIVE, which we run every Tuesday. And we are a mixed group, everybody very sensitive, aware, and the same consciousness that everything is energy, frequency is all music, modulation, our responsibility, and healing, self-healing always. Yes, we get some impulses. And in Europe, we do have certain methods, you know, all these techniques, but they are very, very expensive. So expensive that we can't afford them at the moment, you know. And what a great idea to do such things, just like the digital solutions you are implementing. This is our time now. So the thing which I would like to say is the readiness. There must be this awareness and the readiness to be healed and to do some changes. We have to be the change ourselves regarding, for example, the food intake, you know, the nutritions. Myself, I live since I just eat vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, you know, and it makes a lot for my sensitivity. I can feel if I eat something else, if I eat gluten, my frequency changes instantly. And this is all about intuitive and so on. So yes, Deborah, I would like to invite you here officially. I know I heard that you have Tuesday always these lessons at 1, and our session is always at 12 p.m. noon for 2 hours. So can we coordinate to invite you once and with a small presentation if you wish? And I would like to translate it in German, because many of our audience in our Love and Unity with ONPASSIVE, they're German speaking. I always do translations from English, German, German, English. So would you
Sounds
mind
like you need an ONPASSIVE suite.
Yes, please tell me.
It sounds like you need an O-Connect suite to translate.
Well, you know, I'm looking forward to that. You know that O-Connect is key for everything in ONPASSIVE. The connection.
Well, the only problem will be my time. My time is bent on teaching the 1 o'clock is my standard time, so we might have to jockey those timing for lack of.
Yes, we are flexible.
But you can. Why don't you talk to me after class or contact me directly through my cell phone, and you can text me and we can arrange something.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we exchange here privately in the chat? Can I send you privately in the chat?
I wrote my email down there in the chat if you'd like to read it. It's Dr. Deb 432 at omail. Yes, or Dr. Drake, sorry, 432 at omail.ai.
Did you write it in the chat?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you, Corinne.
Thank you,
Thank
Milo,
very
for
much. We'll catch up with you. If you can't find it, get a hold of me. I can get you in touch with her. All right. Thank you.
thank you.
And next up, we got Mr. Eric Kessler. Come on down, brother.
Well, first I want to congratulate Dr. Deborah for another wonderful, fully enticing, if you will, presentation. The first time I heard you was on Passive, oh bless. And then when I saw that Milo was having you, I was like, okay, I know my next step is to go there. Because I've always been fascinated with alternative means of healing and things like that. I recently got off my blood pressure mess, and just by changing to a low carb diet and doing some other things. And so I know there's more than what we already know as far as the general relation medicine goes. I know there's more to. So after watching you, I'm totally deep in that. I'm totally behind you. I totally plan on supporting you. My question is for Milo. When we buy these reseller positions, so first of all, their organization is going to buy a reseller position, right? And then we're going to buy one under them.
Right.
And then we can set up to where whatever money comes to that reseller position that we bought goes to them, right?
Well, what you can do is number one, you can buy under them and you can name it yourself, or if you've got a friend that you want to put in, you can do that too. A reseller's position. Of course, if you've got someone to give that reseller's position to, buy in for your friend that needs help. You know, then that supports not only the foundation, you know, Dr. Deborah cause, but it also supports the person that is having problems. Now, in your case, if you're buying it for yourself, you buy one for yourself. What I'm going to do, a lot of mine, I'll buy 5 or 6 a month probably, you know, and I'll put them in, and then I'll take the money that comes in from that, and I'll either buy for other people or I'll buy for, you know, just more spots to put in. Because remember, every time you put in a spot, it builds that spot underneath Dr. Deborah. It's going to balloon that so that it supports that cause. And that's the way we'll have the causes up. Does that make sense?
Okay. My question is, so for each resale position that you buy, do you set up a percentage of that money from that reseller position goes to the organization? Is that how they get more money?
No, you don't have to. No, you don't have to actually give them any money. Remember, if you buy underneath them, if you buy that spot underneath that position, so under Dr. Deborah, remember the company will be putting in people all, you know, every so many per month, and anyone you want to bring in, you can put in underneath them. You get the money. Now you can turn around and put more spots in, which will build this thing bigger. The reason I say spots is because if you give money, it's like giving a person a fish. But if you give a spot, that pays every month, every month it gets more money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. I was wondering exactly how that works. 'Cause I heard you talking about, and I'm thinking, so we buy a position not under them, but under us, but that builds their profit because we bought a position under them.
Right. You would buy the position under them, but it would be your position. So then at that point, you can do whatever you want to with your money.
Right.
That is helping you build your position. So now you can put more into this project if you want to, you know, and just as you feel fit.
So that way they wouldn't have to worry about us giving $5 a month through Old Bless, but they'd already be getting money from us by, even though we could still do that. I'm not saying we won't, but they'll still get money because, right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It will grow
Thank you.
much faster by buying a position underneath.
Okay.
That's
And
the way I see it.
Okay.
Okay.
And thank you, Dr. Deborah, and I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thank you so much, Eric.
All
I
right.
think you guys are really hot on a trail on here, because this is really powerful. People get to keep their own monies in their own wallet, but they can do what they will with it. And from the profits of those wallets, can buy other positions for other patients or cancer patients or whatever they wish. And those cancer patients would have a slot where the company is building them a residual income. And it could go on and on. So you can see how, like, this is where Milo blew my mind. I never really thought that other people would want to sign up under me for that reason, until he sort of laid out this idea that we could collect a large amount of monies in an umbrella that can be distributed to people, and each one of them gets to keep their own wallet and spend it on what they want, or they can contribute $5 back to Oblest to help other people in other projects. So it's kind of a win-win all the way around the circle.
Absolutely. It's I always bring up this also on our show when I was doing the interviews. I used to say, how many oranges can an orange create? And I'm talking about one with seeds. Have you ever thought of it? How many oranges can an orange create? Now, this will blow your mind, because remember, you get an orange, you open that orange up. How many seeds is in it? 24? I don't know. There are different amounts in. But remember, you're not getting 24 oranges for that orange. You're getting 24 orange trees. And this is what ONPASSIVE does. When you bring one in, it doesn't bring just one in. It brings and it multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. And it brings in trees that are producing for you, you know, producing for whatever project you're in, and it's coming up through you. It is a beautiful thing. I tell you, when you get the concept, it will blow your mind. That's for sure. You won't sleep at night. I'll tell you that.
Well, can I say one more
We're
thing?
going to have to call it Milo's Health Orchard.
Hey, go
One
ahead.
more thing, but I was thinking that kind of blew my mind that everybody that's on here tonight.
They're only guaranteed for 24
Okay, can we
hours.
block everyone but
Okay.
Eric? Lynn, can you block everyone but Eric?
Okay, what we can do is just with the force mute. I think it's better. You won't have any of this interference, Milo.
Do what's that?
Mute all, and then after we mute all, then we only allow those we want to speak. We'll ask them to unmute. That'll be easier. All right. So co-hosts and panelists can unmute at any. Co-hosts can unmute at any time, and the others will just request to be unmuted. Okay, Milo, you can unmute yourself. Milo, you can unmute.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Eric, can you unmute yourself? You had something to say? Oh, I thought you said you had one more last thing to say. You're muted, Eric.
So what's on the setting now, where if they want to speak, they'll have to raise their hand, and then we'll ask them to unmute. That's the setting it's on.
Okay. Eric? Do I have to ask him, or can you ask him?
Yeah, you can just click on his name and ask to unmute.
Ask to unmute. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Eric.
So now you have to click the unmute.
Okay. The only thing I was going to say is it just blows my mind that thinking of everybody that's on here right now, if we all agree to buy a position under her, how fast that's going to grow. And also, I'd like sometime, Dr. Deborah, if you would, to do one talk on how this medicine that you are prescribing digitally and everything can help with autism. I would be really interested in that.
It's one of my pet projects, and I know an awful lot about that.
Good.
It's highly controversial because once you start talking about politically sensitive topics, we end up getting knocked out and mugged and gag ordered. So I would like to say that one of the best reasons that I want to join ONPASSIVE is that I can say encrypted things in my O-Connect room and not be shut down by somebody else who doesn't have as much knowledge as mine or has another negative alternative to quelch that knowledge. This is where we are really going to make a big difference by unmuting the voices of those who are educated and could lead.
I believe that, Dr. Deborah, because I believe that with the ONET, we're going to have things called clubs. And if someone joins that club, then you can talk about whatever you want to. If someone talks about something you don't like or that's against what you believe, you can just take them out of the club. You know, they don't need to be there. This is only for people that want to hear what we want to say. So look for great things coming. I'm telling you, ONPASSIVE is going to blow our minds more ways than we can imagine. All right, let's see. I lost my panelists. There we go. Hey, Sajib, come on down, brother.
Hi, Sajib.
Milo, is there a possibility of you making John Barilla co-host? He lost his co-host. Or when Milo comes back, go ahead,
Sure.
Sajib. You can unmute now, Sajib.
Yes, thank you, Lynn. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
Young, energetic Milo. Hey, everyone. Yes, really, I'm a crazy on ONPASSIVIAN. Yes, this is Shajib Monilman from Bangladesh. My big brother is Chris Johnson, you know? Hey, hey, hey. So, I'm so much excited, always myself, because I am an ONPASSIVIAN, because really fantastic Dr. Drake it's a quality of ONPASSIVE, you know? As always saying, we have a purpose. So that's why there is a lot of purpose ONPASSIVIAN, LYNN, NAKAMOTO, John Barla, and JEANNE, and you know, my very special Allaha Kareem. It's a very fantastic and so much energetic young ONPASSIVIAN. I always think that. So I am always inspired to your and here is Benny. You know, Benny is our ONPASSIVE wife. So it's a very. I am so much happy myself. I am an ONPASSIVIAN, and I am a proud founder of ONPASSIVE. We have a big family right now in the world, ONPASSIVE family. So it's a totally awesome. ONPASSIVE is a totally awesome. Not a single word ONPASSIVE. It's a totally awesome. And especially we are very happy to Bengali people because, you know, as is always announcement or office, Bangladesh office. So we are very happy Bangladesh ONPASSIVIAN people. So I am always happy to ONPASSIVE. No more talk today. I am just, hey. Yes, this is the very fantastic webinar of Milo show. Yes.
Thank
I
you.
salute everyone. Yes, thank you. Love you.
Thanks,
Love you, everyone. Hey,
all
ONPASSIVIAN
right.
family. Thank you.
Hey, right back at you. Thank you. Take care and be well.
Hey guys, remember we want to only discuss Dr. Deborah Drake project right now. We'll open it up later for all the other stuff, but for right now, simply stay with Dr. Drake. Tell her if you support her, whatever you want to say comment wise. That's what we're here for right now. All right, next up we got Miss Della Sales. Come on down, Della.
Hi, Della.
Are you
Hello,
there?
doctor. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
now.
Oh boy, I miss you, Milo. I miss your platform. Thank you, David, brother David Switzer. You invited me here. When I read the topic, I can't say no to this. Dr. Drake, thank you so much. I really want to join you right now. I'm a holistic, natural person, and I love this thing. I'm living my life naturally, and yeah, I believe you. And you said you're 92 years old? Really?
Not quite. I was only
Oh.
kidding. I was kidding because I'm a doctor of longevity medicines, okay?
I know, yeah. And I would like to connect to you after this because I'm so interested. I'm a zone therapist, I'm a natural person. And I love this. This is a manifesting product or organization that I really wanted. I love Tony Monk, what he talks about quantum physics and natural, but I love right now that I hear you speaking that you're joining ONPASSIVE so we can all benefit on it. And it's really true. My body is sensitive. That's why I can't really just mingle with anyone because it's sensitive, very, very natural. And I love to join you. And nice meeting you, Dr. Drake. And Dr. John, thank you. Milo, thank you, and thank you, everyone. Aloha. And ciao for now.
All
Thank
right.
you, Della. Good luck
Thank
with
you.
your work and your outreach. It's all very important. Every one person's contribution is all important, however big or small.
Absolutely. Thank you. You're welcome, Mel.
All right. Thank you, Della. Thank you, Della. All right. And next up, we have Miss, let me see, Francisca Horbe. Come on down. Francisco. Can you
It's
unmute?
Francesca Horbe.
Yeah.
She was the one who brought me into this company, called me up on Christmas Eve when things were looking grim all over the shutdown and said, I've got an opportunity for you. And I had just finished studying 360 softwares and she goes, oh, I got it all in one place. I just kind of went, wow, are you kidding me? So she's been instrumental in growing a large team in Canada and elsewhere. And she's been instrumental in assisting me getting the processes down pat and being a team director, one of the best people in our group who keeps everybody informed of all the ONPASSIVE events. So thank you, Francesca, for all the work you do to keep our team up to speed.
Oh, here I am. Hi, thank you, Deb. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I had some technical difficulty here. What a wow webinar, Deb. And you know, we've got some dear friends that know you on the Toronto team listening in. I know Alexander Schuyler's listening in, and Richard Jackman, Eric Hoff, and they know you and have worked with you, and we've all had extraordinary results with your great healing hands. And I'm just over the moon hearing your wonderful presentation today, Deborah. And I mean, as we know, Ash Mufareh is a genius within the IT world, and I'm sure we've all realized here that are here today what a genius Deborah Drake is in the medical domain, and you know how you so brilliantly connect the new paradigm of medicine to the myriad tools of ONPASSIVE, Deb. It's just so mind-blowing and inspiring to know that we will be bringing to the world all of the plethora of applications that you can have designed in your long career with your extensive background, as you've specified. I mean, wow, you're such a trailblazer. This is going to be the revolution in medicine that the world has been waiting for and is ready for. So it's just extraordinary. I'm so excited, and it's going to just be an amazing journey. And I'm just really just over the moon. Again, I'll say that that this is all happening, and we're all here as a family with ONPASSIVE, and this is going to shake the world in a tremendous way. And it's just a delight to be here today, and of course to be a part of ONPASSIVE. It's just life-changing for all of us. So thank you so much, everyone, and God's blessing. As we know, Ash says, God's hand is behind ONPASSIVE, and truly, it's wonderful to see all of us coming together with these brilliant ideas and concepts. And thanks so much, Deb and Lynn and Milo and everyone. Blessings and love.
Thank you so much, Francesca. I would like to sort of tail onto that. Thank you to Lynn Nakamoto. I've been following her as a leader since she started, and I've gotten so much grace, knowledge, wisdom, her leadership, her steady hand, the way she brings people in, the way she lets them down if they're being acting out. She does it so politely. I could learn a few political tips from her. So Lynn, I haven't had a chance to say that to you directly, but I wanted to give a shout out to you because, you know, it's people like you and like Milo who've literally gone to the front of the parade and started with that baton to get us all to fall in line. And I really appreciate when you do tell us to fall in line and when we're straying off and getting distracted or whatever, you know, because this is a business. This is something that we don't need to take lightly. It is very important, the information that's passed on each day. And I can easily say that every single day I've watched Lynn or Chris Johnson and Red Redfern, Marty DeGarmo. These are the people who gave me the knowledge that I'm now sounding like an expert in ONPASSIVE, but it's the leadership that this company is bringing forward that's giving us all a chance. And I encourage all of you to bring your leadership skills, whatever they are, to the fore in your own teams. And once you get your own O-Connect rooms going, there's going to be just an explosion of knowledge And I think that that explosion could be danger if it's not guided in some kind of a palatable way. You know, a lot of people tell me I blow their minds because I give them too much information. Well, we can't do that to our ONPASSIVIANS because many of them don't have marketing skills and education on the internet. Many of them are retirees or young folks. So we're going to need really good training to get everybody up to speed on each of these ONPASSIVE tools. And that's where I see in the future having a scrum every Monday morning. The tool of the week is this, and this is how you use it. Does everybody know how to use their tools? So I'm sure that's coming soon, and we're going to have to watch this leadership council. And Ash Mufareh has promised us the other day that we will be given at the right time and the right location, the right information to get really good at this, okay? But having said that, it does take a lot of background to get all the kinks out so that by the time it comes to us in the public domain, that it's perfectly been worked through the 2-week scrum sprints and there's no problems with it, so that we have to retract and go backwards. This is what Ash Mufareh does well. He holds back the gate until the horse is ready to run. And when it's ready to run, then it can go running without any reins pulling it back. So I wanted to thank everybody for their patience, because I definitely know that it took me several years to learn all these technologies. And so I can understand why Ash Mufareh is taking his time to get every one of these interdigitated elements together in a concentric thing. ONPASSIVE is a hub, and all these 50 spokes are going to have to attach to a wheel. But really, you are the hub, and the wheel is going to rotate automatically. So you guys have to stay in the center of your business and let these products roll around you, rather than you running around the circle like a chicken with your head cut off and spending the wrong amount of time on the wrong things. You do what you do well in your business, if it's medicine or construction or real estate or whatever, and use the ONPASSIVE tools with you having the complete control of your marketing suite. And I can say this truthfully, I did all of this work and had no clients because I didn't know how to build a list. I didn't know how to send that list out, capture the list, and do that. We all need to be list builders. That is our job. After we build our list and people have a chance to look at this opportunity, they will or will not see it. They may not see it now, but eventually they will see it, because there isn't probably a product here that somebody in the world isn't going to need eventually. So my goal to get you guys invoked in the best process from my leaders have taught me, get your OMail account open and send everybody an OMail and say, I've switched to OMail. Will you please send me an RSVP that you got this mail? That means that everybody in your whole contact list will be linked to you forevermore. And should those clients ever buy something else in the future, like OConnect or Academy or OTrim or whatever, they're going to be linked to you for life. So everybody's job before the company opens should be a very big sprint right now for all of us, to get our lists built by who will attach to our OMail accounts. So I'm going to hand it back to you, Milo. You're the one who's got me that idea, and I really want to send it back to you to fill in the blanks on that.
Thank you, Dr. Deborah. Yeah, there's so many things that we're not going to have to do the way we used to have to do. AI will take care of a lot of it for you. Remember, it will build it all for you. Next up, we got all the way from Michigan, where I'm from. Miss Joyce Hicks, come on down, girl, and talk to us.
Hello, Milo.
Hey, Joyce.
And Lynn, hi, from Michigan. It's pretty cold up here, so and everyone, hello. Thank you, Dr. Drake, again for bringing this to us. I mean, you just blew me away again. And then you were speaking again. I'm lost for words all over again. I forgot what I was even going to say, but you just really inspire. And I'm just so looking forward with you, and so looking forward to the program, and so looking forward to learning from you, working with you. And I just wanted to say that so I do have like health issues, and my husband has cancer, as I said before. But I have like this evaporative eye illness, and it's very, I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. And it's very painful with light, and even just being on the video. So I wear these glasses all the time to kind of deflect the light. But I'm sure that you have some programs there through your, that you're working on that will be helpful with eyes and different things like that. I know you said with cancer, but with everything that's going on, it's evaporative eye, dry eyes, and it's very painful. It goes to the nerve of your eye. It is, I mean, it's like a migraine in your eye, only in your eye. So it's hard to explain, but it's very painful at times. And my job is also to work on a computer because I do telehealth. And so that's how I work. And it's very, you know, sometimes it's difficult. I'm down for days without even being able to find ways wearing sunglasses in the house at many days. But I'm just so looking forward to what you have and what you're presenting to us. And I'm sure that you have the means and the ways to do and help some of the illnesses, like you said, through the cell phones and just through different ways. So I'm really excited about this and just can't wait to learn more from you, work with you, and waiting for this to come on board. So thank you again. We really appreciate you.
There isn't a single condition in the entire medical dictionary that is not responsive to frequency medicine, because we're made of vibrations. So if you want to ask me, can it do this or can it do that? And can it do anything you want? The answer is yes, yes, or yes. It depends on how much time and effort you put into something. If you're trying to whittle a piece of wood, you have to keep whittling at it till you get the final shape that you want. So it's not an instantaneous event. It's a progression towards positive centered balance. And that's what ONPASSIVE is trying to do, is get these marketing people to balance their own careers by not spending 90% of their time on the marketing and 10% on their job. We want to spend 10% on the marketing and 90% on our job. So the automation, I think, in ONPASSIVE and the automation in digital medicine together are going to combine for some fantastic years ahead. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Joyce. And thank you, Dr. Deborah. Appreciate that. We are down to just 30 minutes. Of course, we've got to take 15 minutes to go through and end the show. But so we got about 15 minutes. So I'm going to say, because some of these are going a little bit long, maybe we've got time for two more hands after Sherry Green that we can go to, and then we'll be closing it down. So Sherry Green, come on down and talk to us. Unmute, Sherry. We're not hearing you, Sherry. I'm not anyway. Do you have a headphone in? Maybe take it.
There we go.
There.
Okay. Hi. Hello. Wow. Oh my gosh, Dr. Drake, honestly, thank you so much. I am 1.4 million% behind you.
Great.
What you are doing is it's magnificent, and I want to train with you. I want to be part of this, and I've been talking with my dear friend Dina Mahdi and my soul sister this week. We've been talking about how can we get our hands on these bracelets? What can we do? We have to make this happen. And so, wow, I feel you on every level. So thank you for your heart and your knowledge is just like, it's like nothing I've ever experienced. So thank you. I tried to contact you this week. I did it through Messenger, which then I realized probably the worst thing that I could do. So I'm going to connect with you so that I can figure out how to start the process of working with you. There's some people on here that I know the same, like Corinne. Thank you for your words today. And in the chat as well. I love you and I miss you too. But as a group, we are going to change the world in more ways than one. So thank you so much. And Milo, wow, you know how to pick them for your show. I love it. Thank you. That's all I've got to say. So I'll be in touch, Dr. Drake.
Thank you so much, Sherry. Great to hear from you.
I love you. I love your heart.
It's really encouraging for me to hear that my message, which has been in a dry echo chamber for 3 years, is getting out of the closet into the public domain. And it's been important for me to admit the fact that my frustrations in medicine are reflected by many people around the world. And the only way that we can fix it is by taking back our power and by doing it individually and then collectively. And that's what changes the paradigm shift. And that's what Ash has done. He didn't start a company with one person. He waited till he had 1.4 million to get the momentum so that it is a force to be reckoned with that can't be easily dismantled. And I think that that's where we have to go forward in medicine as well. And I just want to thank you all for all your support. And if you want to, I put my my mail, Dr. Deb or Dr. Drake. Sorry, I keep typing. I have a broken key. It's Dr. Drake 432 at mail. Dr. Drake.
Just before I jump off, I just wanted to also say, Dr. Drake, that I know that you have been on the front lines and that you shared a little bit in your presentation on Oh Bless how you've been doing this for a long time, and I know you've taken a lot of hits for us. And thank God you've stayed, and that whoever has been out to get you has not gotten you. And now ONPASSIVE has got you, and we are truly blessed.
Thank you so much. That's
so much.
Very
I'm going to go
appreciated
because I'm going to
comment.
cry. I'm going to cry. I love it.
Don't make me cry. I don't want to be going back in the rearview mirror of life.
Oh,
you know, sometimes out of hardship, you get the true clarity of what's important.
Yeah. And
And it's the people of the world that are important. So we can't let administration or bureaucracy take down what is rightfully the individual's right to consent and right for life and liberty. And that's what ONPASSIVE is about, is giving the individual power back to people. And what they can do with it is amazing and miraculous. Yes. So I can't wait to see what everybody else has going on besides myself.
Yeah.
And if I may just put a shout out here to Denise Armenio, she's down there, and the beautiful woman on the bottom right of your screen. She's my coach and has been teaching me the Quantum Genius, the Quantum Cap, and she runs a course on how to use this every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to get training from myself and from her, we are the ones that help you get in the saddle quickly, and then you're off to the races. So Denise, I just want to say thank you, my darling, for sending me up some good training and helping me back me up when I needed it. So thank you, and God bless you.
Drake, if you don't mind giving me your email address again, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. I guess I keep chatting it, but I didn't say chat to everybody. Somehow I'm giving it to one individual. That might be the problem.
What is your email, Dr. Drake?
It's I'll just put it in the chat right now.
No, just give it to Lynn.
Dr. Drake 432 at omail.ai.
All right, thank you, Dr. Drake, and thank you, Denise, for coming on. Okay, we've got 2 left, and I think that will probably take us to the end, unless Denise, unless you want to say something. So next up, we got Miss Louise. Come on down.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you good.
Well, Dr. Drake, I just want to acknowledge Dr. Drake. I've known her and watched her for years. Congrats.
Oh, Louise, it's so nice to see your face. My goodness. Here's one of the original troopers in nursing who went off on the quantum field with me, and at my behest joined me on a trip to Africa without even a word's notice. She jumped on a plane with me and we went off to try to attack the AIDS epidemic in South Africa. And this is one woman who has got spiritual clout and fortitude and medical knowledge to match mine. So Louise, it's so great to see you there.
Well, thank you. I call it testicular fortitude these days. I just want to acknowledge you and say, thank goodness you found a platform. I'm still working in the trenches. I have come on to some really interesting contacts, however, and hopefully there's a way to put this forward. I've been approached by an owner of a geothermal hot springs. She has a project she wants me to develop. It's 131 acres in 1,000 acres in Arkansas.
Ooh.
It already has a conference center, a hotel, and an 18-hole golf course. And I said, 18-hole golf course, that's a lot of chemicals. She goes, we're almost fully 100% natural.
Excellent.
So she's a very interesting character. She already has Cottonwood Hot Springs. It's a geothermal hot springs in Colorado. I'm currently working here in Colorado, and it's so much lithium, and the minerals in it are there's only one like it in the world. And wow. I never talk so fast, so it's a plug.
Well, as a non-passivian, we're going to have to use your marketing suite to get some projects and maybe we're going to have a little reunion there where all of us want to go detox together.
Well, I think this 131,000 acres is a good location. You've always projected some of your architectural desires towards the US. You have never come down to the US. I've been here since 2007. I've had lots of opportunities. I'm still working in hospitals, so I am seeing the effects of the jab every day, and I work in the operating room, so it's very interesting. I'm always using, I have actually already picked up, I've only been here 1 week and I've already picked up a couple of clients for alternative things, of course. Anyways, I just wanted to say congrats. It's a long time coming.
Thank you. You see, Louise is a person who knows that when something is right, you have to stick with it, even if the forces of bureaucratic ignorance come forcing down your throat. And she's been able to say, that is just incorrect, and I'm going to stand my ground. And this is where I believe that all of us have to say that we will have to have a new era where if you don't consent to it, it can't be done. And we can't be forcing consent on people against their wills. And this is where, you know, the fortitude of some of the healthcare workers is being strained to the maximum, where we have to either give up our job or comply. And we're going to give up our 50 years of education to comply with something that we might know is not necessarily helpful, is really straining the ethics of our profession. And this is why people like Louise and myself come to try and make that paradigm shift in ways that is equality. And it's not bashing the other thing. It's just saying there's another way. And if people have another option, it's up to them to choose. So God bless you, Louise. Thank you for all your hard work. I know that you've been through more trenches than I have almost. And God bless us that we can maybe find a way for all of us to come together.
I think I'm the only non-vax nurse that still can get work in this field.
Wow.
I am not bad.
Thank you, Louise. All right, and next up, this is going to be our last one. We're running behind. So Mr. Collins Manna, this guy does a lot for the company. He's an IT guy, and man, if you listen to him talk, this guy is brilliant. Come on down, Colin, and talk to us.
Thank you, Milo. Yeah, I just want to thank Dr. Drake. You know, when you announced it yesterday on Friday Night Live, I said, yes, this is a good platform to come, listen, and learn. You know, knowledge is power, because as my grandfather always said, we learn until the day we die. You know, just sit, you know, come on this show. I've learned a lot from you. And I believe Academy is a place where all of us will learn. And I just hope that you put a lot of this information on Academy. So a lot of founders will learn. Look at it. We are getting knowledge for free. This is something that we would have paid a lot of money. People paid a lot of money just to get this information. And because of the power of ONPASSIVE, we are just getting everything for free. That's the beauty about ONPASSIVE. You know, where people come and share their information for free. Look at the joy. And sometimes we think, no, those who are non-founder, they'll say to some of the founders, how long have you been in ONPASSIVE? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Have you been paid? No. But why are you so happy? We are happy because the knowledge we are getting for $97 is more. And that's why Ash always said, we're stacking the coal. From founders, we're just getting more and more. The beauty, I believe all the founders, those who are really engaged, will never ever said we came into ONPASSIVE and go the way we come out. No, never, because we have learned each day in ONPASSIVE. When I attend a webinar, I learn from the founder, and I've really learned today so much. Thank you, Dr. Drake. You know, your knowledge is something that we can't really put word onto it, and I believe you put it in our academy, so a lot of founders will benefit from it. Just want to thank you very much for your hard work and all you do for ONPASSIVE.
Colin, you are so charming. You're so beautiful. You're so full of energy. I watch you every Friday night, and I must say that I learn almost the most I ever learned from you, not only because you're so exuberant, but you tell us what's so fantastic for you as a novelty in your profession that you turn us all on to what is this new breakthrough, because some of us don't have the technical knowledge that you do. Just like you don't have my medical knowledge, I don't have your technical knowledge, and you go, wow, this is mind-blowing. Do you know that we have switch application? Do you know that we have, you know, the stuff that you come out with makes me understand the degree and the excitement that you are showing is really infusing into me as well. And I just want to give you and the whole OTEC team just a salute from all of us, because you guys are making what's complex seem simple. Just like what I'm trying to do is make medicine into a simple regime that you could at least take one little bite at a time. So I encourage every person to watch Colin and all the OTEC guys. That seems to be one of the most succinct meetings with the most information exchanged in the shortest period of time. That's the most valuable to me. And I just want to send my hat off to you. I'm so glad to meet you personally, because I've been cheering you on every Friday. And thank you so much, and the rest of your guys. And not to mention your glowing smile and your personality. I mean, you're just blowing it off the page. So that's the kind of people that are running our company. I'm in.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
And Colin, we appreciate it. Hey, listen, Denise, do you want to talk for 1 minute? We got 1 minute if you like to talk. Come on down.
Just unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself down in the bottom right left-hand corner. It says mute.
Denise Arminio?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to ask her to unmute.
Oh,
Okay, you can unmute now.
There we go. Come on down and talk to us.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for having me here. And Deb, thank you. That was just an amazing presentation, as always. And it's just been a pleasure working with Deb over the, I don't know, how many weeks has it been now?
4 months.
It goes by so fast. But we've just been, I've learned so much from her, and it was just an amazing experience teaching her the genius, and it's just an amazing product, and just happy and excited to share all the knowledge and get it in the hands of as many people as possible, because it's really the medicine of the future. So it's amazing. And anybody, I also, Dr. Deb does her show on Tuesdays. She mentioned Thursdays. I will put the link in the chat. Also, my email, in case you want the link for that Thursday live. I also take volunteers on the show, and I'm always looking for volunteers. So if you'd like a demonstration on the genius and to be a volunteer, I'm always looking for some people to.
All right, we appreciate that, Denise. Thank you so much for coming down. So that concludes our show. We've got to get going here. We'll say the last goodbyes. Remember, thank you for coming to the show, because if you wasn't here, there wouldn't be a show, man. I think we had, I don't even know what, 250 something people here today. It was awesome. So I don't make it happen on my own, and I want to give gratitude and praise to the ones that do make it happen. Mr. John Barilla, come on down and say what's happening with you, brother. He watches.
Sure, Milo, thank you. I just want to congratulate Dr. Deb on a very wonderful presentation today. I think that you created a lot of interest and a lot of support. I would say that. And really quickly, I'm just going to thank all the folks who work behind the scene as fast as I can here. I know we're running out of time. MK Kaylee, Yin Yang 444, KC Zevenbergen, Kashu Pagul, Raphael St. Germain, Myra Kino, Bruce Gerstein, Miriam Weberg, Roy Davies, Yakaya Kadem, Rob Gorman, Dave Rosowski, Willie Wonky, and Nancy Babcock. Thank you, folks. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, John. Thank you, and thank your team for keeping us safe, man. We love it. It's a big project, and you know, you guys keep us safe. We appreciate that. Miss Marcy Ann Himmelboo, come down and give us 1 minute.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Dr. Deborah. What a great presentation. This is the second time, and I think the fourth time, the third time, the 10th time, I'm still going to be there. Great presentation. We have learned again from you today. We are so happy to have you. And Milo, thank you for inviting her. Please do again if you will have to bring her back.
All right, thank you, Marcy Ann. And I see Dr. John's back on the screen. He did a great job talking to us. Dr. John, come on down for 1 minute. Give your closing statements, if you don't mind.
You find him.
Dr. John, can you unmute him there?
Yes, you can unmute now.
There you
There
go.
we go. Thanks everybody for having us. It's just such a great pleasure to be part of the team. Now we're part of your family. Let's just get her done. That's all I have to say.
There you go. I love it. I love it. I love it when we all come together, and we will get this done. We will change the world. It's not we can, we will change the world. And this is a great project, let me tell you, to change the world. Let me see, who else do we have? Miss Jeannie, ALLEVA, come on down and talk to it.
Give me a second. Gee, there we go. Okay, go ahead and unmute.
All right. Did I do it?
Yes.
You did it.
All right. Thank you so much, Milo and Lynn. Thank you, Dr. Deb, Dr. John, Denise, Louise, everyone that spoke today. I'm so excited because everybody just seems to be like, oh my gosh, like they've always been interested in this their whole life, and it's like, how is this really happening? And we're so excited to be finally on this wave of healing for the world, and we get to be a part of it with you, Deb. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming.
All righty, thank you, Jeannie. And next up, we got Miss LYNN NAKAMOTO. Come on down and talk to us and tell us about what's coming up.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here. I thought it was a good show, well attended, almost 300, Milo.
Awesome.
It's a great turnout. And come back for more. You know, Milo has his show every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. And they're always posted in the back office as well as social media. So what's coming up today is, what is today? Saturday?
Saturday.
We got Sunday. We have the Heroes webinar at 1:30 p.m. We're going to have Red, if he's available. Red will be here to give a corporate update. And then we'll have Andy Burks give the sales perspective. We have the OTEC pros do a short presentation, and then we open it up for question and answers from the attendees. So don't miss it. It's a great way to learn and to keep up with what is going on. So that's a main thing happening on Sunday that I think everyone could benefit from. And it's open to the public, open to founders and non-founders alike.
All righty, thank you, Lynn. Lynn's like the Energizer Bunny. She's every place. She does everything for everybody. All right, and next up, it is the woman of the hour. Come on down and give us 2 minutes of your closing statement there, Miss Dr. Deborah Drake. I'm so glad you accepted my invitation to come onto the show. I got to tell all of you, it didn't take me long. It was about 2 sentences in. On the very first time that I heard her speak, and I go, wow, I got to have that lady on my show. And I started going, trying to get a hold of her even before, on the Old Bless. After the Old Bless, I watched that. I was blown away. And today you did a wonderful job, Dr. Drake. Come on down and give us 2 minutes closing.
Thank you, Milo. It's so important that we exchange information, and I so appreciate, Milo, you're talking to me off camera to understand what your great ideas were and for helping me understand the marketing of my great ideas. And it is the combination of the method, the mechanism, and the intention that makes success. So my intentions plus the ONPASSIVE mechanism are giving all of us a new chance to be our best, to give our best, and to raise the planet to its best. And there's no going back now. We have no excuses. We have the tools, we have the knowledge, we have the insight. We have an amazing CEO who understands this. He's already had the same trials and tribulations I have, and he's already tried to overcome those burdens, just like I'm trying to do in music and medicine. So my ultimate goal would be to say, let's all realize that each one of us has something to offer. Each one of us needs to be at our peak performance to do so. And I have some technologies that you might want to use, and that sharing it around the world and coaching others is where I'm hoping that you'll join me to spread the word of love, grace, beauty, happiness around the world. It's not that hard, and it is within your grasp. So thank you all for taking time out of your busy days to watch today. Please share this video afterwards and share the links to Milo's show and to LYNN NAKAMOTO's and the ONPASSIVE 360, the OTEC. We all can't attend every single meeting, but if you go to your back office regularly, look at that information on the upgrades, you're going to get what you need, and you're going to start being able to groom your business towards something that's fabulous. So I just thank you all and bless you all. And let's hope that the world's sort of economic situation does a flip to the positive and in a hurry, and God willing, the weather will settle down too.
And,
Absolutely.
Milo, a quick answer to Dr. Drake's question is yes, the chat is saved. So just talk to Milo and he'll help you. All right.
Okay, thank you, Milo.
I can send anybody to the chat if they just want it. But anyway, what a great show. Thank you. I'm behind you 110%. I am going to get in. I am going to whatever I need to do, because you know what? We can change the world. Ash Mufareh said, I might not be able to change everybody's world, but I can change somebody's world. And guess what? With 1.44 million people, we can change the world, and we will change the world. Maybe one person at a time, but we will do it. Thank you all for coming to the show. And remember, if you have not signed up for ONPASSIVE Milo on YouTube, it is otrim.ai/ONPASSIVE Milo. I need people to sign up. I only got 130 something. And my brother, he's calling me and sending me notes every day. Hey, did you see? I got more. He said, I got 160 something. Please help me out.
Milo, it's in the chat.
Right.
I just typed your link in the chat. Go to to the chat. It's ONPASSIVE Milo's YouTube link. Please click it and support him by joining, subscribing, and clicking the bell icon to get informed whenever he posts new videos. Thank you for your support.
Absolutely. And the playlist on the playlist, we'll have a playlist of all the projects that we got, which will include this one today. Thank you so much for coming. And I got to say, good night from Nashville. It is time.
Good night from New York City.
Good night from Houston, Texas.
Good night from Toronto, Canada.
Well, it's a good night.
It's a really good night.
Everybody's unmuted.
Good night from Philadelphia.
Night from Michigan.
Good night.
North Carolina.
It's beautiful over here.
Thank you,
Dr. Drake.
Thank you, Dr. Drake. Thank
Good night, everyone.
Dr. Drake, thank you. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Dr. Drake.
From Canada.
Good
night from Michigan.
From New York,
Good night, Casey. Good night, Corinne. Good night, Cynthia.
That is
Good
night.
Good night.
Bye, Mara.
Lily Lane.
Bye.